Don't forget, we have the tour coming to you. Link below.
Today we're analyzing a $700,000 flip to see what they did right and what they did wrong. Let's go check it out. One of the first things I noticed that I actually applaud them for is that these are actually just the painted pieces of hardware for the bell and the door handle from what the original product was in the 80s, which would have looked like this original brass we have here. Now, I won't blame them for doing that. I think it's pro because that move right there probably just saved them about $225 because door handles, especially custom fitted sized ones like these, is gonna be a big expense. Now, here's another pro move. Notice that the entry is actually to them the most important part of the house, as that is where you have this very large ornate style of crown molding. Notice when you go through the rest of the house, no more crown molding, but it certainly gave you the feeling that you had crown molding in this house with just maybe 20 feet of crown molding. Pro move. Now, this right here is one of my favorite pro moves. This is a brick-lined fireplace that has completely been encased in wood shiplap. Now, painting brick is pretty darn challenging and oftentimes takes 3 to 5 coats, especially if you go from like a brick red to a brick white, because it's so absorbent. Almost with that same effort, you could go with a nice wood paneling, some crown on top, and look at this detail accented off the side with this marble style tile, and then how they tied the tile right into the laminate or engineered wood flooring we've got here. Now, that's one heck of a pro move. One thing that's a little newbie is if you're going to stage light fixtures, I recommend that you actually put in a light bulb. Speaking of light fixtures, something else that's really pro is spending a little bit more on nicer light fixtures to really give people a feeling of luxury. They're not that expensive and they're the details that matter. I would rather see you saving money on things that most people won't notice. Like, you open these up and they look like new cabinets, but I know that these are basic thermofoil cabinets from a local contractor's warehouse, and they're standard off-the-shelf cabinets. There's nothing special to them. But because the chromed hardware matching the chromed pendant light fixtures looks like luxury, it feels like luxury. Pro move. Now, the windows in this house are single pane windows, but look at how they were dressed up to make you feel like they're part of the luxury remodel. Basic curtain rods. Now, this is only something that bothers me. My wife Lauren doesn't care because she never uses the fan anyway, but I personally do not like recirculating appliances. That is, when you turn on the vent fan, all of the air just comes blowing back out. So it goes through here, goes through a filter, comes back out. I personally like it being vented to the outside. Most people don't notice that. Now, something else that most people won't notice is that I happen to know exactly where this slab of stone is from. And I know that for free, it comes with your typical 6-inch backsplash. But they went with a subway tile here. From that same store, I know where they got these cabinets from. Well, let me show you where that backsplash ended up. And I'll tell you, it is one of the most brilliant moves for not only saving money, but making an impact I've ever seen in a flip. Here you go. This is your kitchen backsplash. It is the ledge for your basic tub. And they decorated the basic tub here with some basic, what is this? A wood veneer. A little bit of, 1x wood paneling, quarter round, and you're done. Now all of a sudden your basic $299 tub looks like a piece of luxury from Santa Barbara. Brilliant. Now, something else that is pretty pro is notice how this top drawer is actually flat and these are paneled. Well, if you look around, that's actually to match all of the top drawers. But that leads us to this newbie mistake here, which is very common with standard sized cabinets. When you don't go custom, you can't open the drawer unless you fully open the dishwasher. Probably not the biggest deal. You know what? Maybe you could keep your dishwasher soap in there. Now, here's another newbie mistake. When you look at a water heater and you go to buy it and install it, and I'll give them this was probably here beforehand, but you realize that this water heater is actually designed for liquid propane, and it is using a natural gas line, which has obviously led to our red tag from the natural gas company that doesn't want to see this kind of nonsense. Just not a very impressive thing to show off to buyers coming through your listing. Now, here's another pro move. I want you to ask yourself, how much staging is in this house? Look at this. We've got a family room set, bar stools, and a dining room set. That's it. None of the bedrooms are staged. There's nothing else really needing staging. The garage isn't staged, the bathrooms aren't staged. Doesn't matter, those all sell themselves. This, however, creates an amazing feeling with very, very little staging. Now here's another thing I'm going to give them. They could have easily gotten away in Ventura with, let's say, a $150 to $250 vanity and maybe another $100 top here. Keep it really inexpensive. But instead, they went for what is easily a $1,500 vanity cabinet with the drawers cut out for the plumbing trap that's down there. Very, very custom, and set the molding to perfectly match the backsplash and tie in the entire vanity to the wall unit. Now here's something else that I really think is pro, and it's a new European move that you're seeing more and more, is tiling up the walls and continuing that into the shower. It's the same floor tile that we have, just pulled up the wall. And it gave the opportunity, which I guess you could have done in drywall too, but it really gave the opportunity of putting in this really nice sort of medicine cabinet above the toilet. And we've got two more on the other sides of the vanities. Now here's something, I don't know if this was here before, but this is pretty pro. Look at this. This is a power strip built into a shelf where you could put your toothbrush or your razor or curling iron, whatever you want. Boom. Fitted and put away. Now you don't have all that stuff charging on your actual vanity countertop, effectively giving you more space on your countertop. Pretty pro moves. Now here's something that's classic Santa Barbara. They raised the fence in the back and put this fortress-style privacy guard on the top of the fence. I've never seen that done before in Ventura. Great job. Now there's one other thing that kind of blew my mind. I've never seen this before for a side gate. Because you know when you have a side gate, you usually have just like that rinkety-dinkety little latch that the door falls into, and then you put a little padlock on and nobody ever has the key for that. Well, look at what they did here. Look at this massive setup here that you can now rekey to your house door. So your house door, your garage door, your back door could all be rekeyed to the same lock sets you use for your side gates. That is probably the most pro move I've ever seen for a side gate. Now they should have actually stained the wood, because if you don't stain this wood fast, it starts turning into this kind of wood real quick. So that, a little bit newbie, but I guess a new homeowner could handle that. A quick congratulations to two course members that have now closed escrow on their houses, Rex, who's remodeling right now, and Queen, who's about to scrape popcorn ceiling. Congratulations to both of you who were both motivated because of the real estate investing course. Folks, if you don't know about it yet, you know I've got the link in the description below. You know you could use spring 2019 to get 18% off. Join me, come to the live streams, get my opinion to your personal situations. I'm there 2 to 4 times per week, helping you answer your questions. So now let's hit the numbers really quickly. These folks bought this house for $599,000. They're selling it for $690,000. Folks, I don't understand how they are making a dime profit in this deal. So if you're a buyer and you ever come upon a flip that's done as well as this one with the pro moves that were done here from somebody coming from a fancy area, coming to do work in a less fancy area, be grateful, because you might be getting a good deal. And folks, hopefully you learned some good Noob vs. Pro tips here. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe.